Alright, so back here on the 1978 Toyota pickup and making some more soup. So I got, I didn't think that they were aluminum, but the valve covers are aluminum. So I got those in there, and then all of the intake and exhaust piping is all aluminum, and then surprisingly, like the water and oil pipes, those are all aluminum as well. So I got a big old soupy mess of aluminum going in there. Got some other bits here, so this is the intake manifold and the injector rails and the throttle body, so that'll all go in there when I let that cook for, I don't know, a couple hours or so. You see I got the immersion heater in there, so, and in the sun, I mean, it's going to get to like 150 degrees, which is cool. So clean that up real good. I'm not going to take the probably YouTube going to keep me from uploading that now since I was playing music. So this is the injector rail, and these injectors are just held in with some rubber O-rings, and I don't have any of the O-rings, and I'm pretty certain that if I get to pulling on these, twisting them, whatever, I'm just going to bend and ruin the O-rings. So I'd like to soak that, but ain't gonna happen, so I'll just try to clean it up as best I can, because definitely not going to soak it in there with the injectors in there. Down here are the cams, so the cams are wiped down, clean, soaked, sitting in WD-40, and then wrapped it in plastic, so to keep them nice and rust free. Bagged and tagged all the pieces that I took apart for the intake manifold and fuel rail and everything. So getting over here to the head, so I'm going to start the assembly here. You see I already pushed in all brand new valve seals for everything. Nothing special there, you just push them on with the tool. Got my box of goodies here, so I got my 2 different sets of valves, big old thing of springs, keepers, caps, all that stuff. It'll be a bit tricky because when I push all the valves through from the other side, they'll want to push down, and they're kind of at an angle, so I won't want to get to pushing them at an angle. I mean, you have to whack the keeper in place with a hammer, and I don't want to risk bending a valve, so I'm gonna have to rig up something. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do yet, but I want to make sure that whatever's pushing on it is at the same angle of the valve, so it's flush. Certainly the other way to do all this is just put the head back on the engine and then pressurize the chambers, and then that keeps the valves up. But I don't really want to do that. I want to work on it on the tabletop here and not on the stand. It's just a little bit easier. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do to support that on the underside there, so the valves don't push out of my way and they don't get bent when I'm pushing at them at an angle. So got to do that. All my caps and everything are all organized, ready to go. So yeah, it'll just be a bunch of repetitive stuff. I mean, it's 24 valves, so every little thing you got to do 24 times. So it'll be valve, spring, keeper, cap, and then there's another cap that's on the top of it, and then a spacer. I'll probably get all those things, like the spring cap, on there. And then I got to put it back on the engine, because I got a stud kit for the engine, and then those holes are where the studs come through, and obviously you can't get to that if the cam was in the way. So I'll get all the springs all assembled here, but then I'll have to put the whole contraption on the engine, and then I'll be able to finish up by putting the top of the spring cap, the spacer, the cam, and then all of those caps over there as well. So bunch of tedious little stuff. Overall, I'm super pleased with the cleanliness of the head. Like, it probably don't look clean on camera, but by golly, the way that looked before was horrendous. And so I'm pretty pleased with this. It's not super clean, but after running this for even one oil change, it's going to have a bunch of gunk in there, so pretty good. I did clean out everything inside of where the spark plugs go in. So, fortunately I was able to get a little wire brush inside of there and clean that out real good. There was some rust and crap in there. So I'm not even close to putting on the exhaust manifold yet. So, I'm not worried about cleaning up any of this. And so, yeah, doing pretty good. Be a bunch of tedious work here for the next couple hours, but make progress. All right, thanks. See you in the next one.